welcome back to the channel. Well, today, before we get into the numbers for February 2026, I wanted to introduce my husband, Steve. Steve is part of Dare Realty Group. He's been helping me for the last year in sales and also with videos, but you're going to start seeing Steve on camera. He's going to be starting to do some of his own content. So we wanted to get him on for this update and introduce him.
Yeah, so really excited to be here. So I have, as Trish mentioned, been doing a lot of the behind the scenes in terms of the videos and content and writing and things like that, along with, of course, helping out our clients that are relocating here or downsizing or moving up, etc. But let's get into the market update, and we'll give you some numbers and some things you'll be surprised at.
Yeah, and as always, we're going over the towns of Apex, Cary, Holly Springs, and Raleigh, and we're going to focus on the $750,000 and above price point, and you're going to see some changes. We're starting to see some shifting momentum. I mean, we're seeing it with our own listings, and so it's really interesting because every town is a little different. Yeah. So it just goes to show you that nothing is the same.
It's like micro markets.
Like little micro markets, even within towns.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off at Apex, and we could see days on market went up significantly over the year.
Yeah, so 26 versus 8 last year, which is up over 200%, but it doesn't, I mean, the percentage feels like it's huge, but 26 days on market, not a lot.
No, we used to celebrate that a few years ago before it was common that houses sold in 2 days. Yep. And then when you look at months of supply, 2.5 months of supply. So still very much a seller's market in that price segment. But the real thing is, well, not even really. The price went down a little bit, median price.
So median price was $950. And then if you look at active inventory, 166 versus 128, right? So there's a little bit more inventory out there. But I think that homes are really taking longer to sell than last year. So
and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, but prices are still climbing.
Prices are still good. Homes are taking longer. And I think that's why you see that days on the market ticking up, because there's more inventory. Yeah. So before, when you were 1 out of 5 houses, of course it's going to sell fast. Yeah. But when you have 30 other houses you're competing with in new construction, it's going to take a little longer.
Yeah, this is giving buyers a lot more options, right? So as Apex continues to grow, relocation buyers are still looking at the area, which is really helping the value still.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The next town we're going to take a look at is Cary, right? So Cary is a very popular area.
Always a blue chip stop.
Always a blue chip stop. Trish calls it a blue chip stock, right? Which is correct, because some of the other towns are like over the counter stocks. Yes. But Cary is definitely a very attractive town to live in, just because of the schools, right? The downtown.
Yeah, it's a great place. It's always been popular, especially for folks moving to the area who want to be close to RTP. That's why Cary grew over all those years. And so when we look at days on the market for Cary, I mean, it's still really good. 6 days on market average in this price point, which is crazy.
It's very flat. Months of supply, though, went up.
Months of supply went up.
More houses came on the market.
Yep. So inventory went up just a little bit. Well, 68%, but only 74 houses right now in that segment on the market. But it's interesting because the months of supply at 4, it's more of a balanced market, but we are still seeing a lot of multiple offers in Cary depending on the house and where it's located.
Yeah. The big surprise is the median home price.
Yes.
Right. So this year, it was $872, right? Versus last year, 1.1.
Yeah, so which is crazy.
Which is down 25%.
So down 25%. So, we'll see how that changes in the next couple of months. I mean, February is always a little bit sluggish of a month. We're starting the year. We're going into spring market now. We'll see how that number changes. But we are seeing a lot of price improvements across all of the regions. So that could be why, too, that median home price went down.
Yeah, and I think Cary experienced the biggest shift out of all the towns, right, year over year, because inventory has gone up significantly, which pushes the supply higher, which brings down the median home price.
True, very true. Yeah.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think people are, or why do you think Cary is coming down?
Well, I think you have a lot of other towns that are becoming more popular, and we're going to see that next in Holly Springs. And so I think what's happening, some buyers, especially out-of-town buyers, they always focus on Cary because it's the most popular and it's what they know. Right. But when they go there and they see that the prices might be a little high compared to what you get, They might need updating. They're older, depending on where you're looking in Cary. And so then they start to go to some of these other towns. Let's take a look at what's happening in Holly Springs, because I think Holly Springs tells a totally different story.
Okay. Yeah. So days on market for Holly Springs was 26 versus 18. So 26 days on market this month versus 18, up 44%, but still going to a balanced days on market.
Yep. Because months of inventory stayed the same, 2 months of inventory. So still relatively low inventory, 79 homes on the market, over 750. But the big number, again, is price, doing exactly opposite what Cary did.
Yeah. So 1.1 million this year versus last year, which was 815,000. So up almost 40%.
Yeah.
And I think...
It's almost like they shifted out of Cary and came to Holly Springs.
The point is, your point is that people that are typically looking for Cary have shifted to more valuable towns.
Yeah,
they want to get bigger houses. They want houses that are redone. They want bigger yards, etc. And that's really what you get in Holly Springs.
Because you do get a little bit more bang for your buck in Holly Springs. And, we'll talk about that. I've talked about it in past videos. I think, too, with everything that's happening in Holly Springs with some of the job growth, the companies coming to town, Amgen, Fujifilm. I mean, those jobs they're bringing are going to bring a lot of people. They haven't even really started staffing those. They haven't even opened up yet.
Not a lot.
It's really going to really increase the values, I think, in Holly Springs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at what's happening in Raleigh. And it's interesting because Raleigh's always kind of been a little different than the suburbs, just when we look at the numbers. So, days on market actually going down in Raleigh from 39 last year to 23 this year. So down, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, as a percentage, it's down almost 40%.
It is, but number-wise, it's not a big deal.
Number-wise, not a big deal. Months of supply, flat 4 months. Just over 4 months. Very
balanced when we look at that. And then median home price pretty balanced too. I mean, down 9%. That could just be one anomaly sale that skewed the numbers.
So the median home price was like right around $1 million, and then last year was 1.1.
Yeah.
So
for that mid-luxury market segment, and then active inventory pretty flat too, up 10%. So really, Raleigh is pretty balanced. Homes are selling a little faster than they did last year, and pricing adjusted a little bit, but not too much happening there. I feel like it's pretty flat compared to last year's numbers.
Yeah, to me though, this really suggests that buyers are responding to the improved pricing.
Yes, that is correct. And we are starting to see a lot more improved pricing. In fact, I think next month in our market update, we're going to include what kind of percentages we're seeing with price improvements, because we are starting to see those being more common than we ever had before. But we are going into the spring market and we are starting to see a lot of activity. Interest rates finally down under 6% this week. So that's a good indicator. We're getting calls from buyers. Just in the last week, we've got a couple of calls from people that, we had talked to a couple of years ago, and now they're calling and saying, hey, I think we're ready to start looking again.
And our some of our subscribers too have reached out to us. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great to meet those that did reach out to us. So we're excited to help you.
If you want to know what these numbers mean for you, your specific situation, or your neighborhood, we're always happy to help.
Yeah, reach out. Our contact information is on the screen. And if you haven't subscribed, we would love for you to do so. So subscribe and like, and we'll see you on the next video.